Hello students. So today we are going to discuss about some basic topic related to 12th science chapter number 1 in physics. So we already reached Coulomb's law. So we are going to discussing about Coulomb's law. So basically in this law we are considering 2-point charge. 2-point charge. So in Coulomb's law there are two forms, scalar form as well as vector form. Scalar form as well as vector form. So first of all we are seeing scalar form. So in this scalar form we are considering 2-point charge, and let us say q1 and q2, which are separated by distance small r. So Coulomb's law says that if point charge which are separated by distance r, so force between 2-point charge where distance r is very large as compared to the size of the point charge, so the force acting between 2-point charge is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between two charge or say point charge, and it is directly proportional to product of its charge, its two charges. So basically F is proportional to Q1 and Q2, where Q1 Q2 is nothing but product of 2-point charges and R is nothing but distance between 2-point charge. So if we remove proportionality, then there may be some constant, and the constant K, which is basically known as Coulomb's constant. Coulomb's constant. So it may be arbitrary. So if you want to know what is the unit of Coulomb's constant, then K will be Fr square upon Q1 Q2. Now what is the unit of F? Newton. What is unit of R? Meter. What in square? Meter square. Now Coulomb into Coulomb, because charge unit is Coulomb, so it will be Newton meter square per Coulomb square. So its unit is Newton meter square per Coulomb square. But in detail we can say that K is nothing but 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon naught is nothing but permittivity of free space. Permittivity of free space, and its value is 8.85 into 10 to power minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton meter square, whereas the value of K is standard 9 into 10 to power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. So this is about scalar form of Coulomb's law. Now let us consider we have unit point charge, say 1 Coulomb Q1 and 1 Coulomb Q2. Then what will be the value of force? So now we want to calculate the value of force. So basically it is nothing but Kq1 Q2 by R square, because it is separated by distance. Let us say distance is unit, R is equals to 1 meter, then K is nothing but 9 into 10 to power 9, Q1 will be 1 and Q2 will be 1, divided by R square, 1 ka square. So F will be what? 9 into 10 to power 9 Newton. So this will be the force when we are considering unit distance and 2 unit point charge. So this is how we can represent scalar form. In this part we are not considering the direction of the particular distance, we are only considering the magnitude. Okay, so that is important because we already know in the vector form we are always considering magnitude as well as direction. So now let us take second form, vector form of Coulomb's law. So basically now we are representing vector form of Coulomb's law. So let us consider some reference point, and at some distance from the reference point we have 2 point charge, let us say q1 and q2, and which are separated by vector distance, and the distance is nothing but r1 and r2, where r1 and r2 is nothing but distance but in the form of vector because it suggests direction, okay, with respect to some reference point. Now the resultant vector will be, so if we are considering force between two charge, but now there will be two situations. So what are the two situations? First situation is q1 and q2, the product of two charge may be greater than 0, and the second one is product of two charge may be less than 0. So if greater than 0, then both are positive, or say both are negative, then minus minus will be plus, so it will be greater than 0. Or in other words we can say that force of repulsion can take place because positive charge and negative charge always repulse with each other. Then if we are considering the second case, q1 q2 less than 0, then this is nothing but the force of attraction. Now if we are considering force of attraction, then we have two situations, either positive negative or say negative positive. So this is about the situation of force of attraction, but we are considering this for right now situation. So in this, if I am considering R21, means the force which is due to Q2 on Q1. So the force due to Q1 on Q2, then it will be what? It will be R2 minus R1. So if we are considering the force, so F21 represent force due to Q1 and on which? Q2. Okay, so F21 will be what? So now we are considering scalar form. So scalar form can be written as F21 will be KQ1 Q2 divided by R square, but now R21 square. So here we are also considering R21 square and also introducing unit vector of that particular direction. Basically unit vector is nothing but particular vector. So this is particular vector, difference of that two vectors I2 minus I1 and mode of that. So this is how we can represent unit vector. Okay, so if we are considering R12, then what happens? So now if we are considering R12, so R12 will be R1 minus R2. So R1 minus R2 means what? So now your second form F12 will be what? KQ1 Q2 divided by R12 square and R12 cap. So this is your second form and this is your first form. So the vector which are different, okay, direction wise, because if we are taking minus as common out, then this will be minus R2 minus R1. So R12 will be what? Minus of R21. If we are putting the value of R21 in this equation, then R12 will be minus of R21. Similarly, we can say that F12 will be minus of F21. Okay. So this equation represents Newton's third law. Newton's third law. So we can say that Coulomb's law also suggests Newton's third law in the vector form when we are considering 2-point charge and with respect to reference form. So this is about scalar and vector form of Coulomb's law. So if you really like this video, then please like, share and subscribe, and please watch my YouTube channel. Thank you.